Yo, what's good? Everyday superpower where we talk game, relationships, human dynamics, body language, everything in between. You know this by now. Today, well, just as the last few videos, right? I'm gonna speak on what women have told me because I find that 5 times more important than what the man is gonna tell you. Yeah. If you want to learn this game, speak to a woman, learn to engage, and learn to love the communication and information that a woman is going to provide you because she's going to be honest with you, right? Because in being honest with you, if she trusts you and is, familiar with you, non-threatened with you, not only are you going to do well in progressing your communications with the fairer sex by actually speaking to her and engaging with her and showing interest in her and learning from her and waiting to talk, not just speaking over her like every other man does. It's going to help you out, firstly, through experience, secondly, through learning through the eyes of those whom you can't see through the eyes of. And that is how you're going to learn how to... It's a twofold approach, let's be real. So, what I've learned through numerous women as of recent, been on this dating app hype, yeah? This dating app game, yeah? Do not engage sexually from the get-go, okay? You have to understand, attraction has already been established, at least with your profile, purely as they have matched you in one way or another, or they have responded to you in one way or another. That's a showcase of attraction. From this point, you have to establish comfort with that person. And you might not know them in real life, but if you want to meet them in real life, you have to establish the online equivalent of comfort. And you're not going to be able to do so by creating some degree of insinuation or overt sexual outburst to this person. You're thinking like the man, you are projecting your own wants and needs onto that woman who has a completely different psychology, biological makeup, and need from you at that specific moment in your communication. She needs to be comfortable, right? Does this make sense? So this is a reoccurring theme. Why did you choose me? Why are you coming out with me and not the next person and the next person after that? And the reoccurring theme is, and don't get me wrong, this is a deep pimp game, yeah? Because I'm there and they end up sending me photos. Because I'm genuine, I'm so honest, I say I'm genuinely interested in the way men interact with you that we don't see on our end. Because this is a side of men that they keep quiet, yeah? This game that they do when they're texting about and doing all this and that, yeah? Especially if they're not successful, they keep it stunk. So, it comes to a point where they end up sending me screenshots of messages men have sent them, and we can both... Well, I don't laugh at no one, right? Because there's game to be learned, isn't there? No, bro, I've been such an idiot when I was younger, texting women and stuff. I had no idea. But they'll start sending me that because I'm in pimp position up top, and they're trying to win me over, trying to demonstrate value by bringing me these gifts per se of these men in bottom position who are trying to attain that woman. Have you seen the 3-tier hierarchy? Tricks, hoes and pimps, right? That's the way it goes. I'm not saying this is literal in this sense, but it exists. Yeah? 3-tier system, and they all exist within the same ecosystem. So they start to overtly express sexual interest when it should already be clear, purely down to the fact that they have matched or created whichever connection has been created on this dating app. They don't put two people together and allow two people to engage generally across these apps if it's not a mutual decision, right? That's the way it goes. I'm familiar with Tinder, Hinge, a couple of more niche ones which are rubbish, to be honest with you. And I know that some others out there isn't going to be the case, but it is what it is. Yeah? Take it to social media, yeah? If you followed someone and they followed you back, I guess that's a showcase of interest to some extent, yeah? So it opens up room for conversation. Attraction isn't always strictly we want to rip each other's clothes off attraction. It might be attraction that they're not repulsed. They're not stood there in the middle, not reacting. They're not repulsed by distancing themselves from your communication. Instead, they're attracted. They come towards you, so they follow you back, right? Makes sense? Yep. You got two sides of the coin, attraction and repulsion. What one does it represent? You tell me. And then they jump in with the overt sexual malarkey. There's nothing wrong with that, but you have to establish some degree of comfort, because that woman, biologically speaking, is hardwired to find you threatening up until the point where you remove that defense mechanism. Yeah, and it might take a moment, but it doesn't matter. Yeah, it does not matter, because that needs to be down in order for you to move on and create some seductive space for her to start to think and imagine, and some space for her to progress with you. So let me re-clarify, yeah? I have been told numerous times from numerous different sources that men just jump in and start asking for massages, start being crass in their language about the female form, or their own form. And I'm not saying that this isn't gonna work sometimes, but it depends who you are. And if you're average Joe, man, and you're just trying to get this game up, you're here learning about game, man. I doubt you have the handsome good looks to sort of just have women swoon for you regardless. You won't be looking into stuff like this. If that was the case, it would be unnecessary for you. You'd be blessed. But we need to learn the gift of the gab when we're not, Prince Charming, when we're not built like whomever, the pop culture star of the year is, when we're not in that position, we have to learn how to communicate verbally, non-verbally, and do it well, yeah? Because you have a world out there that is trying to tell you everything you shouldn't do in order for you to not be good with women, for you to not be in a masculine entity, because the people in power don't want masculine men or family units or procreation for that sort of... We'll stop there. We'll stop there as far as the conspiring is considered, but don't start with overt or even indirect. Don't start with indirect sexual advances. You have to do the meager, minor small talk. And we don't like small talk, do we? Or at least we don't like small talk when it comes to not understanding the underlying messages that are spoken during this section. It's about calibrating and understanding between one another. That small talk isn't me saying, "Hi, how are you?" "Oh, I'm good, how are you?" There's a calibration that happens as we align ourselves together and we start to create flow, and we start a foundational starting point. From there we can maneuver and direct our relationship as to where we wish to go. And the beautiful thing about that is when you learn the game, you as the man will take the leadership in directing that as to where you want it to go, and she will follow, such as man and woman should be, yes? So I digress. All I'm saying is say this, yes? The attraction has already been established non-verbally through the connection of yourselves, through this app, through this social media, hell, through real life if this is where you've met this person. But you tend not to jump into the sexual talk too fast, or at least I assume people don't jump into the sexual talk too fast when it comes to, you know, having to see this woman at the workplace or see this woman at the gym or this, that, and the third. People tend to be a little more cautious because their reputation's at stake, right? So that attraction has been established. Good. Don't worry. You have to have a bit of patience. Keep it in your pants. Now we enter the stage where you need to strip yourself of that threatening aura, or at least that potentially dangerous, in a very detrimental way, aura. Nothing wrong with a bit of danger, nothing wrong with a bit of a thrill, but we don't want to accentuate that too early at all. That comes later on down the line when she is comfortable with you but still doesn't understand who you are, right? And that's the way that's supposed to be. The third step is seduction. That's where we can start to be a little fruity with each other. We can start to insinuate. We can start to utilize innuendos and plant seeds and have fun and create smiles and laughter and joy and wet panties and everything in between, all right? So that's a little bit of game. Click subscribe. 2 links down in the description. One will take you through to the dictionary of body language. It's my YouTube playlist. And it'll teach you how to read people just through watching them, people. Come on.